to the show. It is Monday, People's Stories. Oya leero twagala ebeere kyakulabirako ate ebeere kyakuyiga eri abazadde bonna abantu bonna abateekateeka okuzaala nga tugezaako okulaba nti to eliminating Nalubiri. It is not an easy task. Sickle cell anemia bulwadde bwennyini obuluma obw'omutawaana obwabuluzaamu families ate obutwala n'obulamu. Abasawo bagamba the only way we can fight this is by preventing it, and we can only prevent it if we take care of how we bring children into the world. Nzefareta MwasuzeMutya. Yes, I have a mother in studio, a mother who is in pain but still hopeful to be jakuterera. She is a mother of 4. Yes, a wife for 17 years. Mu baana be balina 2 of them basangibwamu sickle cell. Omu mukama n'amujjulira in April, March this year. Omulala naye embeera sennungi, and they never had an idea nti balina omusaayi bwe gutyo. So tuba twagala tuleeta emboozi zino buli muzadde afeeyo okulaba nti amanya butya bw'ayimiridde. Test eya sickle cell takes like ekinene nnyo 2 hours in a hospital. Ne bakebera for you to be sure nti oli fine. But nawo ne waba alina career, chances of having those kids nga balina sickle cell ziba very, very slim actually, if not none at all. Tina Betty Hiirya. Did I get that right? Yes, Betty Hiirya. How are you? Good morning.
Good morning, dear.
Oli bulungi?
Ndi bulungi.
Nnyo
neyanzisa.
Mukama yeebaze.
Amina.
How is the little girl?
The little girl is fair. Mukama atukuumye. A little stressed. Abadde takyasoma this period. We decided to keep her home because she requested. Yeah, grief affects all of us in one way or the other. Nalimanyi, before I lost my son, nalimanyi nti fa abakulwe ffe tukosebwa. But I think even it's worse with children. So at least she has been able to open up because she talks a lot, and she requested to stay home as she deals with it since the brother died
in March.
And she has been on and off. Kubanga anything stressful affects her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about your son. How old was he?
Praise was, he died at 15. He died in March, 15th of March. In the 2nd of June, yali ayina kuweza 16 years.
Bambi, sorry. Kali yali
atambudde ng'alabika bulungi nga bwe mulaba. Nga takyalwala, he had put on weight, he was very promising. Naye munange byamukama kuba twali twagala asome ng'ali kumpi n'ewaka. Naye n'atuchallenginga yabeera atugamba nti I will not allow you to take me to local schools.
Local?
Yeah, he used to call them local schools when my siblings are in better schools. So ngagamba nange njagala mutwale mu masomero amalungi biki. So ne tumutwala Endeje in secondary. Though I kept on the road, nasibanga ngendayo. He was in senior 2. Nga buli webankubira ne bankubira ku saa 12 ne bangamba Praise is not feeling well, because I had alerted the teachers. Gamba please keep an eye on him. Bwe mulaba ngoba ali bwati biki, just call me. Ne bera budde bwakiro and make it a point that I come. Ate omwami wange tabeerawo, he's not around. So I would drive, go pick him, name later. I remember there's a time, just a week, I was called twice. I had to drive, go pick him, take him for treatment. And I think that is what disturbed me a lot, because bankubira essimu ye kenyini yankubira, it was a Monday. Nagamba, Mami, I have a pain in the throat. I think it's a tonsillitis. Nemugamba, really? So, Nagamba, but you can maybe just send me some drugs. Nemugamba no, let me talk to the doctors abakujanjaba, and I come. So nebambulira chokola, I went, and the nurses there. Ndeje has a very good clinic. Is it called a sick bay, whatever? So nagenda okusanga ngera amuwadde treatment because the school was aware about his problem. Bamujanjabye biki, so nengenda nange nenyongera eddagala eddala. Nagamba I'll be fine. Nemubuuza, can I take you home? Nagamba, Mommy, you know me. I prefer being at school. I know I'll be fine. So I left the drugs and drove back home. But as I was going back home, nasigala nebuuza whether I had made the right decision to leave him behind. Even when I shared with my husband, nangamba, are you sure that was the right thing to do? I hope they will not call you up at night. So we kept on phone, and the next day when I called, they told me he was speaking, he was okay, he was even attending lessons. That was Monday. Thursday, Nankubira himself, Nangamba, it has developed into a cough, and I now feel pain. Bwemba nkolola. Muchifuba. Ningamba, okay, let me come. So I immediately stopped whatever I was doing, drove and picked him. So on reaching there, that's the period when there was an outbreak of cough in schools. So reaching there into Kirawa doors, then the nurse came and told me, Mama Hiirya is okay. He was Hiirya, praise. Hiirya is not doing bad. We called in a pediatrician. I check in, abana abali obubi tuli batwala emulago. But Hiirya is okay. Doctor, so
abana abasinga bayina ekifuba.
Abana bayina nasanga sekibenge judenge erifol. So nemugamba, I actually looked at her and smiled. Nemugamba, today I'm not buying you. Nemugamba, mvudde waka determined to take him home. I think they need to investigate something further. They need to do a CBC, a number of things, and discover what exactly the problem is. So I insisted, went to the sick bay, ningamba, pray, katweyanda banavayo, nayogera nange. Nemnanga for the first time, namubuuza twasaganga nnyo, so nemtunula nemugamba, praise, are you okay? You think I can leave you at school? Nangamba, Mami, no. This time, take me home. So nemtunula nenzeka nengamba, my warrior, what has happened today?
Si mwana ya mulugonyanga.
Atwenga ne kusomero era banne stories ze bamwogerako nga talaga bulumi bwe ye muntu agenda okwenyigira buli kimu tagala mugamba nti oba you're sick, don't do this. So we yantunuulira n'aseka nangamba, Mami, this time take me home. So nengamba nensaba nurse nemugamba, can I talk to the pediatrician? Nangamba, it's okay. So nengenda nenjogera naye nemugamba, Madam, I'll need some water.
It's okay, I'm going to get you.
Nemugamba, Madam, nemugamba, my son is a sickler. And he first called me on Monday, and he's been on medication. Today he called me, and he was very clear he has pain, nga kolola. Nemugamba, much as you're suggesting that he stays in school,
I think because all the other children had chest pain.
Yeah, nengamba, for him, his issue is unique, kubanga ye he's a sickler, he's delicate. Oyinza okulowooza nti ali bulungi ng'abalala bonna, then out of the blue, he just deteriorates. So nemugamba, I beg to take him home. Nagamba, well, it's okay if that's what you decided as a parent, it's okay. But to me, I've examined him and he seems fine, he's progressing. So Farida nga nkwata omwana wange bamumpa, tuba tutuuka ku gate, nina abaana babiri endejje, ne sister wa muddako. So
gate yesomero.
Kati sister wa muddako naye bwe namuyita. Nangamba, Mami, no. I'm taking care of praise. I've told his colleagues to help him wash and what. Mommy, leave him. We are going to have exams, and this new curriculum. Yet agomwana berewo. Nengamba Dina, you know what? I'm taking my son. Naseka. Nangamba okay munange. So tuba tufuluma tutokanga ku gate. Nangamba Mommy, allow me a few minutes. I go to class and pick my books. Byengenda okusoma waka. So nagenda mu class na picking ebitabo bibiri nzijukira. Najja ne tuyingira motoka ne twavuga tujja tunyumya nga bangamba his plans angamba when I come back I want to learn driving which ne mugamba not now maybe when you make 18. Yeah, so we went to have a doctor naye on examination atoyo doctor yali amujanjabe from 3 years nga mutegeera nagamba well there's nothing serious. The chest is clear and he seems to be active. Gamba, it's just like a pain that I have. So naye chenzijukira yaina running nose. Yaina that flu nga it was so watery, uncontrollable and what. So tugende waka batuwadde eddagala awo. Kati ye kintu ekyasinga omutawanya mu bulamu bwe nga tayagala ssenyiga.
Era nga tatera mukwata.
I'm dry.
Kakati. But we need some water.
Ne tukola ki? Ne tugende waka. But I kept checking on him. How are you doing? Is the flu going down? Are you better? Nangamba, Mommy, the flu is too much. So the next day, Friday, nangamba, I think I'm getting better. Saturday, my mother was around, nemutwala mu ddwaliro. Nampereza message, I still have that WhatsApp message. Ntute mami mu ddwaliro. I spent the entire day in hospital with my mother. So he sent me a message and was like, Mommy, buy me Crocs. Sapatu. Nagamba, buy me Crocs. That's what I want to go with to school, to be wearing after class. Nemugamba, I've spent all the money. Naye Farida, omoya ayogera nempulira eddoboozi nga liŋŋamba when praise asks give. Era nzijukira kati after reading his message nga yegayiridde n'aweereza voice note, Mommy, please. So I left my mom in hospital and went and bought Crocs neŋŋenda. Munange we ntuuka ewaka n'azampala namu n'agamba, hey, they fit, thank you so much. Nangamba, tomorrow take me back to school.
Monday.
That was Sunday now. Agamba muzeeyo ku Sunday. Nemugamba, praise. I don't think you're in position to go to school. Nemugamba, can we do it Monday, kindly? Nagamba, Mommy, you know I need to catch up. This new curriculum requires you to be present. It's not the other curriculum where you guys used to copy notes and cram. I have to be there and understand. So nemugamba, Monday, it's just a difference of one day. So Sunday, I remember.
Knows the running.
Kati Sunday, I cooked. I remember I cooked myself. Kati tuba Tuli, nemugamba, for some reason today I feel like today once ne Mommy. Nemugamba, praise, for some reason I feel we should sit together.
Once.
Yeah, today I want to feel you close. Nasaka nagamba, Mommy, I'm a big boy. So he moved and sat the other side. Farida that night, that entire evening, we were happy as a family. Naye ekiro saawa 5. The other members had gone to the guest wing to sleep. Mu main house nsigadde munze, praise, and the sister, omuto.
Omuto yali mu desko.
Omuto ya. Kati praise agenze, mukutana yagenze okwebaka. Praise nga yali awazanya games ze, nangamba, I have a pain here. Nemugamba, what kind of, is it too much? Nemugamba, are you relating it to the painful crisis? Ezo pains otera okufuna? Nagamba, yes. Nkwata praise, muwa painkiller. Katawo zigenda musaawa 6. Muwa painkiller mutwala ku buliri bwe in his bedroom. Kati wengenda mu kisenge kyange.
Nengamba, no, I think I should pick this boy, neba kenaye, and I monitor him. When I into his bedroom to pick him, I got him crying, which was very rare with Praise. Nasekanga nyunga wabaka, nezeka nengamba, now my warrior, today you're crying. That pain must be too much. Nagamba, it is too much. Name Twala, name wa muffin. Farida na mwana wange muffin. Muffin didn't work. Name kubira doctor. Name gamba. Praise afunye pain. But I think it's not the usual pain. Jatera okufuna. This one is too much. Mwade muffin aganyo kola. Kubengeri jendudde nga mbajjanjaba. I know what to give in the dosage and everything. So, ngangamba yongera omwe some other tablet nenjimuwa negano kola kata onatandika okuscreaminga. Nagamba, Mami, I'm dying with pain. It was raining, power went off, I'm alone. So as a woman moving out to drive, chirwa masanze gagens, it's all dark. Kusawa nga kumyawo nenguma nengamba kantwala omwana wange bamukube empiso. Nemutwala ne bamukuba painkiller. Naye by that time, pain had moved from the chest to the hands to the legs. This is a boy nga ansinga obunene, you know, obwavu. Nenga had to carry him. Nebo itokuyamba abazitowa nnyo. Ne tumuteka mu motoka, I drove, nemutwala ne bamukuba painkiller.
Your doctor yali at that time?
No, yeah, some clinic I call kati munanga oba omanyi nti olina ekizibu. You keep all the doctors and nurses your friends. So I would call even in the night, they would attend to me. So I drove, took him, ne bamuwa painkiller, bagimukwira na mu motoka. It didn't work. The boy kept screaming. So I drove to the clinic, a bigger clinic, where twamujanjabiranga oluusi. Ne bamukolako, I was now stabilizing. Nagamba, I'm now better, Mami, I was dying with pain. So that was Aunt Monday. Kubanga jukira yalwala, Sunday chiro. Kati Monday, tugenze mu clinic, bichira mujanjabye. I remember I came back home at around midnight. Nenga, nga tunyumia, the pain has gone. Farida, I don't know what killed my son. Amala okutereera bwatyo tukomyewo ewaka twebase naye ngera tasobola kutambula yekka.
That is Tuesday.
That is Monday night. So I carry him to my room in the bed twebaka njukira nvuze nsibye ndi up and down. So now ngenza okwebaka, I think I slept at around 1. Otulwe twantwala, since I was already fatigued, I slept.
You overslept.
I should say overslept. So at around 4:35, I woke up only to realize he wasn't breathing well. The breathing was so fast. I called him. Ngali nange. Nemwita nimugamba, Praise. Nangamba, yes, Mami. Nimugamba, have you noticed you're not breathing well? Nangamba, really? Mami, I'm okay. Nimugamba, do you have pain in your chest? Nangamba.
Yali wheezing.
Okay, the wheezing was there. Nenga kali sike kamanyi. Nenge di jemba manye. I put my ear on the chest. Nimpulira, I don't know how they call them. Ngola bechuwa chilimwe ebintu, that funny sound. Nemugamba, you're not well. Naye, you can't believe. For him to notice he wasn't well, he opened his shirt, his vest. Naye tunuulira nagamba, oh, Mami, I don't know why I'm breathing like this. Because I don't have pain anywhere. I knew that was dangerous. I took a shower and called my brother-in-law. Nemugamba nti, I've seen divine kubona omutwe alwala nnyo ate ye buli bwalwala ng'abeera bubi, like we are always in the ICU, not doing well on this oxygen, shifting her to the other. That is what I go through with this young one. So for him, it was something unique. Nyakubira my brother-in-law nemugamba, bulijjo ndwaza abaana bano, I've never seen Praise in this condition. Please, mpulira nzikweddemu n'amaanyi. I can't drive. Come and help me. He came and we drove Nemugamba, before we drive straight to Nsambya, let's brat by the clinic, and they tried to see the oxygen saturation. One thing that shocked me, when they put the oximeter, the oxygen saturation was at 49.
Normal at what?
Normal is above 90, above 95, I think.
So,
no, but when I saw 49, by the way, I looked at the doctor, inside me I knew. I moved out, I cried. Why are you crying? It's well, I'll be fine. But he's not doing well. Doctor, I wish I had an ambulance. Organizing an ambulance to rush him. By that time it was jam kata akutta abantu bagenda kola. Farida ne tukwata omwana tumuteka mu motoka ne tuvuga. When I get when ambulance, give it way. When you see someone with double indicators, give way kindly, because you don't know what they're going through. So we drove, and we tried to come to Ginger Road. Waliwo mukyala nagezako okuyomba biki. I put out my head, nemugamba, my son is dying. Katanga mulabe emikono, but I kept holding his hand. So we reach in Nsambya. Actually, our police net stopping that Chibuli roundabout. I pushed out my head and told the officer, nemugamba, look, my son is dying. I need help. I wish you would just clear the way for me to go. So we reach in Nsambya twatuuka in the emergency. But you know, sometimes you don't want to blame, as if they were a bit slow, as if they are too unnecessary. For her, okay, balabanga oxygen was down, fixing so many things, but the circulation remained poor. I wish they had told me then that he needed to go to ICU, but they didn't. Katawo ndaba, since I've been going to Nsambya a lot, ndaba, one of the nurses, one of the pediatricians passing, Dr. Sanyo. Nemwita nemugamba, Dr. Sanyo amanyi Divine, they are even friends, because Divine, when took in Nsambya, and I just say everyone knows me because I'm always there. So, nengamba Dr. Sanyo, today I'm here not for Divine, but the brother. Nemugamba mnange siri musawo, nena omwana wange tali kudoinga bulungi. So nayingira namulaba nagamba, he's not doing well.
Physically yenga ali ati.
Ngayogera, agamba nogamba mami mpe ekyokunywa. We took pics. Farida, even at 4, it was coming to 4, omwana yafa at 5. We took pics with my son. I don't know, I just felt something. Nemugamba, please let's take some pics. They took with fun, and he was posing. He was okay. But the breathing was cut out of the blue. Natandika ddala okussa bubi. Mnengo noonya abasawo. Like omusawo doctor yalimu mu emergency ngafa ku bantu balala. Nze ndaba tali kumpa the necessary attention, and yet I see the situation going out of hand. Now what disturbed me a lot is why I think they should have told me to go. I don't blame them. Death is something Mukama yabasazeewo. So I don't blame the hospital. I thank them. But at that time, they should have told me to take the boy to ICU. They were taking their time. But these student nurses to come and lead the boy to do an X-ray. They wanted to see what is happening. To me, I think at that point, they would have taken him to ICU first to pick. Kati tugenda mu X-ray, bo tebafaayo, oxygen gundi bwavaamu. Then it was me helping to push to...
Bali already bamutadde ku oxygen.
Already ngali ku oxygen, and he was not doing well. Kati barolinga with the oxygen cylinder tugenda mugondo for the X-ray. Nenga gundi bwevaamu nze abajjukiza nti oxygen avuddemu. Katawo, I think my son died. His death started between there and the HDU, the high dependency unit where they were taking us. Because I noticed the breathing worsened at that point. Kata tugenda ku HDU, tutuka ku HDU, n'atabuka. He started pulling out oxygen gondyobo from the nose, and he was like, Kata atudde alwana. When I looked in his eyes, it's at that point that I saw death. Nemtunulira, nemwita praise. Are we fighting on? Nangamba, Mami, leave me to go. Nemugamba, praise. Where do you want to go? I hugged him. Nemugamba, sweetheart, where do you want to go? Nangamba, Mami, leave me to go. Leave me to go. Katinga buli amkwata kagamba, leave me to go. Nenda baby ntunga, some discharge from the nose and the mouth. I told my brother-in-law, I can't handle. Allow me stand out. When I fulme well, nenda ba doctor nemugamba, it seems my son is dying. Nangamba, can you rush and book ICU? Ndoza nga tebagala omwana nga afenga amulaba. Farida, I ran to ICU. I had the money at that point to save my son. Nengamba sikabangamba.
It's okay.
Sorry. I wish they had told me, Okolechi, Bunkenke ICU in time. Era waliwo specialists eyajja n'abablaming nga n'agamba this was an ICU case
from
straight away. Why did you have to bring him here? Thank you. Farida, you know, one disturbing thing at single kurumai is you have moved nze nabonabonanga n'abaana abo praise nga akyali muto kati tukuze musajja, then all abantu oba maybe they would have done something to save his life naye nga tebakikoze. Kati at that point they are telling me go and book ICU. I ran. My brother-in-law ali wali ku mwana, a friend of mine, family friend called Elisha, had come to see me. So nengamba Elisha tugende. So we ran to ICU. Mbana akatuuka mu ICU went. My brother-in-law called, crying. Ngangamba bireke. I held nenkwata omwami nemugamba, why are they telling me not to go ahead with the bookings? Nengamba omwana nga alabika afudde. So I ran out. Nenga nagadduka at that point n'amaanyi togaina. So I went and peeped. Nembasanga nga bam resuscitating. Farida, I prayed every prayer I would pray. I was like a mad woman. Nengamba Mukama, tosobola kundekerera wanu, because we have come a long way with praise. At this point, Avudemo, praise was a very responsible boy. He's not someone who can easily, yes, omwana yena ino obumujukira, but praise was
A special one.
Was very special. Never chimanyi. He knew his position as a firstborn. He was very responsible. Like divine, or sister Wabedam Gamba, Superman, refers to him as Superman. She's like, we lost the Superman. Like, Farida, you can't imagine, nganyizo kwebaka, na konkona kutisenge change, like at 2 a.m. No gamba who is there. Nagamba, Mami, this is praise. I don't lock when my children are around. Nagamba, I just came to check the windows and see if they are okay. Yes, yes. Yamanya nti taata we tabeerawo, so they are checking amadirisa, the gates, are checking the big gate, nagenda ku small gate, which kati praise, I see praise going. Omwana gwobososo okuzaala. I don't know, every child is a blessing, they are, but I felt pain.
Sawe nga takyaba.
Bamuresuscitatinga nenziruka awo nemmanya nti alabika ali kufa. I started praying, but I couldn't pray. Bambi ne waba abakyalawo ne bajja ne bankwata ne banfulumya naye nga saagala genda eri. I want to see him go naye tesaagala. It's painful for a mother to stand seeing your child go. It's the worst thing. So mba today wabweru nakubiranga abantu nenkuba njogera kimu, they are resuscitating him nabatamanya nti bali mu ddwaliro. But after some time, I just felt a voice tell me, just begin thanking God for his life. Nengamba mukama nkwebaza gwe wampa praise. Gwomuwangaziza all the 15 years, almost 16. And if you have decided to take him, you are God. Farida, these children are a gift from God. It's God who decides on whether to give you a child or not. So nenga mukama woba osazeewo nga kyekiseera kye kituuse ekyokumutwala, it's well. So nengezaako okuguma, I recollected nendaba my brother-in-law bambi ng'avaayo. He loved, my brother-in-law is my immediate neighbor. He's been there. He's been part of our story. He knows. I saw him broken down. We are very one sick ward. Nemutunujira nengamba, I want my praise. Nangamba, Betty, praise is gone. Nayogera chimu ne screaming and nengamba, my song of praise has gone silent. Farida, I tried to be strong. Netude waka. But now what was going on in my mind, how do I break the news to Divine into praise afude? Divine twamugambanga ababana bamire eddagala hydroxyurea, folic acid, so penny V, so many things. Nenga Divine wabaako eddagala ng'omugamba, sweetheart, take, because I want you to be like praise. So I praise. Wakanu nga katono nnyo olaba konna kali so fragile kali. Nenga omugamba, do it if you want to be like praise. Kane mugamba, so what am I going to tell Divine? When I took ewaka, of course kali kakaba nnyo.
Kali kakaba nga kategedde.
Of course, there was communication already made at home, and actually, buli omu yangamba Divine yakaba ng'omuntu omukulu. If she was here, she talks a lot. Ajja kugamba nti, that day I cried and I felt like my heart was coming out. That is what she says. When I reached home, katawo natya, ningamba Divine ayinza okufuna attack. Ate naye period yali mulwadde ngali ku medicine. So when I reached home, ningamba, I want Divine. Nemukwata. Nangamba, Mami, my hopes have been shattered. Nangamba, Mami, I'm also dead. Nemugamba, please be alive. So when akabe nyenyo nangamba, just be strong for me. Nangamba, no one understands what I'm going through. Ayogera nnyo, she talks like a mature person. Nangamba, all of you are crying.
How old is she?
She's 8, but she will talk and shock you. Nangamba, all of you are crying, but no one understands what is going on in my mind. Nangamba, Mami, just be strong for me, because if you cry, me, I will die. Nemutunulira, nemugamba, Divine, praise has run his race. You know, we love the Lord and we believe in him. We all believe that there is what we call God's timing. I think, you know, we have tried all the best to give praise the best life. But God has decided to take him. But maybe the same God is fighting for you. Nemugamba, do you remember one time Divine got a very bad attack? So praise came and stood at the door. Mkisenge change. Nayimirira natutunulira bwati. Nagamba, Mami, I wish God could answer prayer. This particular one. I wish he could get the pain that Divine is facing, that Divine is going through, ajikwate, and he gives it to me. Nagamba, I can handle. but I know what that pain is, and I don't want to see
my sister go
through it. So I think Nemgamba Praise has sacrificed his life for you to live. Naye, grief is something that is, I have seen my daughter go through grief, Farida, that if you had a conversation with her, you break down. She can wake up in the middle of the night, ngamweba sesawa ngamnana, na kaba up to 6.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let you get your water and drink it. Tikena kumulamu katono, Betty Hiirya is our guest today. She's a mother of kids with sickle cell anemia. To come out of her. Thank you so much for keeping it MwasuzeMutya to Chagena Maso, listening to a mother's cry of pain after losing her first son. Praise. And then the last born, she's the last born, right?
The last
Divine.
born is Divine.
Yes, Divine. Nayenga tali bulungi. So what is next?
So, Divine.
Praise to Muzika, Mkama Msasira.
Praise to Muzika.
I can imagine the colleagues at school, how you had to break the news.
Yeah, of course it was immediately. By the way, that day, by some chance, tubatulia mu emergency, I saw the head teacher of Ndeje, Dr. Kahigiriza, nengenda nemulaba nemugamba doctor. Nemugamba doctor, Praise is here. Najja namubuuza, that was around 3. Bwe yamubuuza namugamba, yes, Praise, how are you? Nze yamugamba, Praise, your head teacher is here. Naye mukama nagamba, good evening, sir. Very respectful as he used to be, even in his last moments. Nemusekera nemugamba, it's afternoon. Nagamba, oh, I'm sorry, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Nenga head teacher avaawo aba yakatuuka ku ssomero nga mukubira. It's my brother-in-law, Uncle Kasozi, yamukubira namugamba, omwana gozze n'olaba awummudde. Yeah, kakati Farida, maybe something that we didn't talk about. Wenzaala abaana bano, wenzaala Praise nga sikla.
Tewamanya.
Bwe nategeerera ebiseera ebyo, kati lumu Praise was problematic right from day one. Namuzaalira ku Cardiac Hospital. Mala omuzaala, after just a week, nafuna difficulty in breathing. Nemuza mu ddwaliro ng'alina cough. Bwe muza mu ddwaliro ng'alina cough, namuteeka ku oxygen. N'abeera ku oxygen week number until they called another specialist. Najja namusikamu ebintu biki natandika okussa bulungi. Tuddayo ewaka, after a short time, ng'omwana addamu alwala. Kati nengamba ye, this is not normal. Omwana asula mu katimba biki. So nemutwala mu ddwaliro era nga bangamba bacterial infection. That bacterial infection, you know, their immunity is down because of the breakdown of red blood cells. You know, babeerawo nga gwe kintu ekiyinza okukwata gwe n'oyitawo ye kimukwata n'abeera admitted. So one time, mutwala ku ddwaliro ne bamujanjaba, nkomawo ewaka. Mba mu breastfeeding. I noticed the saliva was yellow. Amaaso ga yellow ne ngamba no. What is this jaundice? That was around 1 month and a half.
Nga your skin
ngaali awo era tasanyusa, tali ku gaining weight ng'abaana abalala. So nze agenda ne ngamba, doctor, how come my son has this? Nangamba, oh, we need to do a sickle cell test. But of course I was in denial. Sagana kubiwulira ne mugamba nze sibirabangako waffe biki. Kati nakolanga test naye nga sijjayo results. I would test, but I would not go for the results.
How many times?
Like 3 times. Until the 4th time.
Olwo ng'ali ku myezi emeka?
Awo ng'ali ku myezi nga wakati mwaka. Tuyise mu bino tugenda mu ddwaliro batujjanjaba.
Lwaki ng'otya okujjayo test ate nga muli omanyi tetukirina kino ewaffe? Oba you went and...
Of course I was seeing the signs. you know, like anybody who has gone to school.
Okay, you suspected too, but you didn't want the news to be broken
Of course,
to you.
now for me, of course, the doctor had already suspected sickle cells. But for me, I didn't want now, like, it's different for someone to suspect that you have HIV, and it's another to receive the news of the truth. So I was dodging the truth. How will I manage? The little I know in science, into sickle cells, takula. Does it mean I'm going to lose my son? But until I braved out, and when they tested, broke the news to me, they did what they call an HB electrophoresis. It's what confirms now that he's a sickler or a carrier. Because sicklers are SS. A carrier is AS. Then a normal is AA. Now for me, I'm AS. I carry the gene.
But you had no idea.
But I had no idea. And interestingly, it is something today that most people don't know about. You'll find someone, even those that are learned, they will ask you, sickle cells, is it the husband? And yet it is a two-way thing. For me to have a sickler, it means I am a carrier and my husband is a carrier. Yeah. So, when I find a result, we shall fight it on. Kati nenzalo mwana wokubiri ngali fine, nenzalo wokusatu ngali fine. Kati nali nkomye ku baana basatu. I don't know what happened.
So bw'wazala nga kati nga omutestinga.
Kati wenfuna olubuto luno omwana asembayo, somehow nali ku Bunkenke. Ntandika okulaba tagaininga weight.
Olubuto oba omwana?
Nzadde. Ndaba one morning nga kakyali just ka 2 months. Mba nkakwata oka breastfeedinga, nkwata omukono kakaaba. Ne ngamba okay.
Lubadde.
Netegereza amaaso, I saw the jaundice. Ndaba nga amaaso ga yellow biki. Nenkubira doctor ne mugamba
another case.
Nemugamba, I have another case. We are simply going to confirm, but everything shows that. So we confirm nga Divine is a sickler. Naye nga worst of all, nga byempisemu ne Divine by the way. The difference is praise bambi yatuse ekiseera n'afa. Naye Divine, there is a year when we got 7 major admissions. Every time you go, you don't know if you'll come back. I remember there's a time she was in the HDU, and the doctors, they did an X-ray, but whoever would come in, like the doctors, whenever they would come in to do a ward round, they would look at the X-ray, look at me, and they would ask me, has anybody bothered to explain to you what this means? Of course, ali unconscious. Bambi, they explained the pneumonia has eaten up the lungs, which they would call me Mukasenge for counseling. Amanyi gange sometimes menje gavana, it's God. Mukama mberedde was, yeah. Sometimes I tell my friends, bangamba Katonda mukolachi. Nemugamba munange, I think it's a platform for God to showcase His glory. He chose me. They would call me, counsel me, and sometimes I would look at them and smile. Farida, you don't smile because you're happy, but you're smiling out of pain. Singa nalindaga obulumi bwange ndoza nandibadde sifaana bwenti nandibadde oba nakoga obanga
you were smiling even when you shared praises moments.
Yes. So I told them it's God who decides. So whether omuyambuza Mama Divine, you're smiling. Nimkama, you know what? It's God who decides at the end of the day. So whether I cry or I should, maybe it's my method of getting over some of these pressures. because if I give in, I can easily get pressure nefa. Nembaleka, who will take care of them? So, nenga munange we would go there and come out. Ngabantu bakubuza nokubuza, hey, one time my dad came, nalaba omwana nakubira my mother nagamba sikiwant Betty agenda kuvaayo n'omwana oyo. Nene tuvaayo. Nga buli bwe tugenda 2 weeks you admitted. So I remember there is a year I had New Year's Budwaliro. I had, that was a different admission. Easter. Nali Mudwaliro. Idi. That was a different admission. Idi, you know, by coincidence. And then Christmas, you are there. And then you're like, okay, so this is what I have on my table. Nenga, you fight on, and but they need hope. I know. Sickle cells comes with a lot of stigma out there. I have gone through a lot.
Even this day and age, where we know how this disease comes about.
Incidentally, now kusekerera temanyi status here, and maybe they are not married. But I smile back. I'm used to smiling back at what would really put me down. I smile back because I have no control over it. But maybe what would disturb me is now when my children are stigmatized at school, I remember there's a time Praise Yakumao, he was in primary, came back and told me, Mommy, some boy told me I look like a wolf, that my eyes are yellow, I look like a wolf. Nemugamba, sweetheart, they don't know you're very handsome. Nemugamba, you're the best thing that ever happened to us as a family, and we are so proud of you. So you give them that, yeah, and you make sure you give them everything, if you can afford, give. So, yayitanga mwebyo byonna byonna oluusi ng'omuntu amutunuulira nnyo ng'agamba someone was really looking at me. I moved close and told them, I'm a sickler. I have sickle cell disease, but I'm fighting on. Then he comes back home, nakugamba, yes, we are fighters and we shall win. So the stigma that comes with it, katate divine, okuba nti engeri gy'alwalanga ennyo oba gy'alwala ennyo nga katini ateeko nnyo okalaba konna konna ku ssomero babeera bamweraliikirira naye neebaza Katonda nti for divine, like we are talking about the lower classes. Praise, I had an issue at school one time when the teacher slapped him. Omusomesa yamukuba oluyi to the extent nti yakomawo ewaka ng'olaba engalo z'omusomesa wano. Farida,
wagenda kusomera.
Kolwe. And by the way, I was expecting divine. Olubuto lukuze. Omwana ng'akomawo bamukubye engalo zeebaze kuno. Ate, coincidentally, we were treating him for a tonsillitis. Ngazina pass. He's on antibiotics. Na nengamba, why do these schools tell us to fill forms? As you know, as a medical, because there you specify into omwana ayina ekizibu kino, omwana ayina kino, omwana ali bwati. I think kati omwana wajja, it's actually the sister yawugira bubi nnyo, they were raised in the same class. Kubanga nabazaako mangu. Praise namuzaala 2006 June, Diana namuzaala 2007 June 19th. Praise 2nd June. I remember I missed my master's exams. Nasoka nemisinga nganzala Praise. Because immediately after my undergraduate, I enrolled. Kati misinga exams. Nebanga ojazikola next June. Next June.
Due.
I'm due. I'm giving birth to who? To dinner. I remember one of my lecturers, Yangamba. Sikutegedde kirabika ebyokusoma tuzaale. So they were always in the same class. Then najja yangamba akaalo nagamba, Mummy, can I take water?
Please do. Let me give you mine. Okay.
Nangamba mami, it's been a bad day. Abana bange boogera nnyo. Ne mugamba, what makes it bad? Ne mugamba, mami, teacher slapped praise. Nze abaana bange mbenyumirizaamu. I've tried my best. They are humble. Nze nange bwentyo we nakula anyway. So I'm like, what did praise really do with his kind of condition? Ekiwa omusomesa amaanyi okusitula omukono okuba omwana, because oba omulaba amaaso ge ga yellow, omulaba bambi nga tali like any other child. The next morning
wakuba ekikonde
oba ndowooza nakola bubi okubira head teacher ne mugamba nzija teacher so and so yakubye omwana wange. Kati kye baakola omwana baakola ki? Omusomesa baamugjawo. Ne tugenda omusomesa ndowooza bamukwese batugamba manya he's out, manya on official duty. Ne mugamba, but we called and told you that we were coming. Did you have to let him go? It means you see nothing wrong with this. Ne mbagamba, I humbly ask temuddamu kuba mwana wange. Ne mugamba, first of all, by the abaana babeera very intelligent. Ne mugamba, first of all, he performs well. He's quiet. What makes a teacher beat? Ne mugamba, it's not allowed. Ne mugamba, genda kuba omwana wange abafiireko wano mbeesibeko. Ne mugamba, tusigaze omukwano. You guys are parents. You also have children out there. So ne tudde ewaka and
never apologizing.
So divine bambi, the school has been supportive. Nga bamutegeera nga van we bategenda kumuleeta webe delayinze, the director drives and brings her home. Afunye that go and she's so happy. Akagamba, kale me at school, even when I just go and tell the head teacher, you know what, it's this. Like, Divine, do you need this? Can we call mommy? Can we do this? But they want to okubalaga nti they are loved. Kakati.
So embeera if 4 months kashitasoma.
4 months kuva brother we yafa tasoma. Luli nagezaako kumugamba ne mugamba, can we go to school? Because the head teacher yali ampisa nangamba, I think let her come to school. So when I talked to her, Mugamba, Divine, we need to have a conversation. Don't you think it's time for you to go back to school? Nangamba, well, mommy, I will go, but it's useless to go when I'm not going to be attentive. You see me here, I think a lot. Sometimes I imagine maybe I'm going to die like Praise. Maybe I will not even make 15 years. Nagamba, mommy, there are so many things going on. First, leave me. Actually, we are organizing to see a counselor for her. We have already seen one, and I think we want to change it and see another. Achali mweyo yalowooza nti okumanya yafuna ne scripture in the Bible, in the book of Romans, era beragamba to die, when we live for God, and when we die for God. So whether we live or die, it's all for God. Nemugamba, don't say that. Fight for your life.
And when it is time,
and begin declaring that you live to declare the goodness of God in the land of the living. So kakati ekiriwo, Divine has been so delicate. Wowo oyise mu kintu bwe kityo Fareda,
you can't just sit around.
You don't want to go through that pain again. So hard. We want to take Divine any time from now. We want to take her and do a bone marrow transplant, or a stem cell transplant, like some people call it. It's the only
solution to her
the only solution. But though it also has you have to read about a lot about it. You have to be sure of where
chances of a successful transplant. What?
Some people have gone. ne batakimakinga abamu bakomawo ne babeera nga abateredde after 2 years n'owulira nti oluusi omubiri ne gurejectinga gundi eri gye baba bamuteeseemu. Even those that have had perfect donors, kati munange there are these things byotasobola kunnyonnyola, but those who have made it and come out well, especially I know a few cases that have gone to the US. Like, yeah, they came back and ngatasaana kumanya nti omwana yali alwaddeko sickle cells. They are normal, everything is normal. Yeah.
Okay. That is not something that comes cheaply.
It's extremely, extremely expensive. Sickle cells is something that is expensive in terms of finances. It is something that will leave both of you traumatized
and drained.
Farida, if you visited me, ngomwana ngafunya attack, you can't sleep, you can't eat. Because you hear a child screaming on top of their voice, but you can't help. You have given morphine, you've given everything, and it can't help. Sometimes you wish everyone out there would understand and support you. One time, Dr. Yagambo Mwami wange, I think he wasn't a doctor, he was an intern, something. He didn't know my husband had a lot of knowledge, and he was telling my husband, now, actually it was praise, praise. You have brought praise. Has anyone told you about sickle cells? Why don't you marry another woman? Kati, my matron was there. Yeah, to make fresh juice. Why don't you get another woman? Muzala abana abalamu. Ekyasinga okunuma yali akozesa English, and for us English is the first language. It's what my children know most. Meaning the boy was understanding everything. Naye we bangamba, nze bagenda okungamba enkeera in the evening. I drove and went to the clinic. I called him a murderer. Nemugamba, you have killed my son. Nemugamba, we have gone through a lot to gezaako kuleeta hope. Then you are shattering all his hopes. You are telling him he's dying tomorrow. Nemugamba, don't think, we come to you, but don't think we don't know anything. We know, I keep reading personally as the mother, I keep reading what is on, what is current treatment, what can I do, A, B, C, D, E. But there's a lot of hope today, unlike in the past. Much as there is hope today, it's extremely expensive. And the best thing is to avoid getting into the situation. And how do you avoid it? Abantu betaaga testing.
Did you mwamanya nti eno gene to gene mu family? Did your family members, relatives and all,
I made sure
to check themselves?
Yeah, especially on my side. I sat my family down and told them about it, because it is something abantu kyebalowooza nti kiva wala nnyo. Yeah, kakati ate abantu balowooza nti olina okuba nga walabako omuntu ng'alwadde sickle cells in your family, which is not the case, Farida. It is a gene. It is in there. It is silent. And it can go on and on. Supposing my husband was AA, nanzadde abaana nga abamu ba carriers, naye nga simanyi nti bakaringa that gene. But now that I know, I have taken time to take my children through. Nembagamba, if you're going to get married, test. Make sure. If you are AS, a carrier, make sure your husband is AA.
Okay, you haven't tested them?
I have. One of them is AA and another one is AS. Katowa AA is good to go. But still, omugamba, if you want to avoid the gene, no abera AS, if you can forego the relationship. But AS baberanga fe, they are normal.
waliwo n'aba testinga along the way oba basazewo bagenda kukitwala further kuzaala abaana ne batestinga ne beesanga nga there is a risk ne bagamba love conquers all.
Abo gye bali bangi. I even have friends. I have a couple abangamba nti nze abagamba nobagamba ne mbagamba nti you have tested HIV, ABCDE, have you tested sickle cells? I don't know what, I think we still need to, there's a lot of sensitization that needs to be done. People are still very ignorant about it. Nembagamba, yes, you are in love. But do you know that woba toyina musajja asazeewo okwagala? By the way, it's normally the men that give up on these relationships, especially with influence from your other in-laws. Bamugamba kakatozaala abaana balwadde, why don't you let go of the marriage ofune omukyala omulala and you give back to what? To normal kids. But why go through all that stress? Nze ngamba mikwano gyange, if you don't want to test, come visit me when my child has gotten an attack and see what I go through. You are not happy. When omuzadde you are not happy, then you see this child in pain, Farida, gyotasobola kuyamba. Then why? Why allow? Why? Sincerely, I don't see, it doesn't add up. So let us test. Then ekisinga okunuma is in the villages. People don't know about sickle cells, but kati gwe njagala okirabe. If here in Kampala people don't know about sickle cells, osanga omukazi asomye alina PhD, naye nakubuuza kumwe mwembya naabwina. It means there is very little knowledge about it. I have actually decided I'm writing a book on sickle cells, the smiles and tears. Abantu tebamanyi about sickle cells. Ndowooza nga we twasomesa, nga we baasomesa ku HIV, abantu ne bamanya ne batandika okwegendereza.
Buli w'okyuka kiwe kiri.
Yes, nga buli w'okyuka, let's put it everywhere, all over. Let's post it everywhere. People need to know and how it comes about. It's not an issue of omukyala wange yabwina, omwami wange yabwina, kati nze njagamba, ndowooza side y'omwami wange kubanga nalabayo omwana afudde nga afudde sickle cells. But you don't know what you're carrying. There's a couple, the man. Some people are lucky, Farida, waliwo doctor yalongosa omwana wange. Yatusesa. Ye yali SS, sickler. He's around, I think, getting to 70.
Wow.
Doctor, now falling in love with a nurse, nga nurse ali AS. Meaning that for them the chances of giving birth to sicklers were even higher than mine. Naye munange Mukama ayina engeri gy'akolamu ebintu bye ebyewuunyisa. Naye anguwa mangu okumubuuza, Doctor, how many kids do you have? Oba yangamba 3. Nagamba, but all of them are just carriers. I don't have a sickler. Nagamba, Now for me, I'm AS and my husband is AS, but we have 2 sicklers. Then I also have a friend, Nazala bana be bana, nga bonna ba sicklers. Ye natafuna kona chance.
Yechi AS.
Ye AS, no mwami AS. Nene bazaala abaana bonna nga ba sicklers. Noba nga ku mulimu, if you don't have an understanding boss, you can't work. Because today you're in hospital, tomorrow you're in hospital, you will not keep asking for leave. Bambi, they just have to be understanding that when you have the opportunity to work, you are really working. Because you know at any time there is an emergency coming in. So, Bambi, for the people out there, by no kumanya sickle cells is a killer. It will leave you traumatized. Drained financially.
Emotionally and all.
Emotionally. like every time, make sure you have some money on your account.
Which is hard in this economic time.
Which is very hard. Kubanga there is an emergency coming up. Just imagine me, omwana wange ng'asomera Ndejje. Bankubidde leero. Waliwo nagenda Ndejje emirundi esatu mu week. Ndejje ezifanze embeera sente. Nenga, you have to take fuel immediately, drive there, biki okoze kino okoze kiri. They need to be fed well, better go kunywa nnyo, better you know, eddagala lya bbeeyi and so on. Why go through all that trauma and yet you can avoid it by testing?
We come back and wrap this up. Divine is going for a transplant.
Yeah, we are planning
but
to
do you know you're a super mom? Okay, I'm declaring you one.
I mean, thank you.
We're taking a break. Tova to come up. All right, thank you so much to the Chuducha for Hechembozia Maama Betty Hiirya. Yes, Alvana Navana Baina, one in a sickle cell, anemia after losing one. She was telling me about a friend, a lady she knows, years alayo bubidi bokabu baby. Akamuneka pankato, akalaka fude, musine 3. So yes, galida. Atekati yo nefia yo kakati gwe. Ndoza no muto kugamba get pregnant. Abaina chakwagaza.
It is very, you don't want to go through that again. Actually, when I was in Mchalo, ngafiridde omwana we, someone just told me, kati munange Farida bw'ofiirwa n'owulira omuntu omulala afiiriddwa oba oyagala okumanya story era mbuuza nnyo ennaku zino omwana afudde ki biki kati a friend of mine was talking about that story. Nenyangwa mangu okumubuuza, a boy in senior 3, oh bambi kiki ngenda okulaba boom sickle cells nengamba this monster.
So with praise, how far have you gone with everything is ready?
With Divine?
Divine rather.
Not really, not everything is ready. Obeera mugagga nnyo 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 okulowooza nti you don't need help, Farida. For BMT, that is extremely very expensive. Twebaza Katonda, osanga abantu ab'ekisa ne bagamba, oh Betty, sorry you're going through this, naakuwaayo kyakuwaayo, n'agamba oh Betty biki abamu ogenda okulaba ne bakuweereza ssente ku gundi ku ssimu. It is not a one-man thing. Pozinga ya ngagwesu gundi abagagga b'omu Kampala bakwagala biki. So we really need the help, even psychologically. We are not. Personally, I need a lot of, I need a lot of support. Maybe another thing, when my son died, I almost, I think, went into depression. I took it, said, I would see death. I think that's why some people die, no tamanyanti bafa. Nebetuga. All the people around me always thought I was strong.
Because you keep a smiling face.
Because you keep a smile for some reason. Ngandaba, life was being drained out of me. Ngandaba okufa kuli kumpi. Nengamba waliwo naku nawulira nga nfa. By the I thought I would not make it that day. Nengamba mwoyo mutukuvu jangu otuule mu kifo kiri omwana wange wabali. Nga mpulira that vacuum, that emptiness was now killing me. Up to today, mba mpulira nga there are days I keep disturbing the teachers at school. Mbakubira, is Perry okay? Perry is my other son in primary 7. Oba nenkuba, is dinner okay? Nyinza okuba like twice. Mba njagala babeeraawo just to remind me that I still have children. Bw'ofiirwa omwana niwabeera oba olaba ngo bonna bonna bafudde, olaba ngo batolina ky'osigaza. Like, and the Divine noticed. One time she told me, Mommy, stop crying. God gave you 4. Praise has gone, but for us we are here. Let us pray that all the money ze twetaaga zibeerewo, and we go for treatment.
How much do you need?
It's over 500 million shillings in the US to do that bone marrow transplant. There are so many reasons and experiences that we have gone through and seen why when you talk about India, Divine Akugamba, no, I'm scared. Bichi, for her she thinks when she goes to the US, it's the only guarantee. Actually, she keeps also searching to read success stories. Which hospital has the most success stories? I have read about a hospital, it's called Mayo Clinic in the USA. They did this, mommy, they did this. Ngomugamba, with God, all things are possible. Katiche tuliko, but we need support financially, mentally, emotionally. We need it, and even Divine. Divine has lost hope to the extent that noekaba kantu katonwe kati juzi twaliko wa the American Embassy okusaba visa to go to the US. We went regretting and ngamba basinga sajja na mwana. I think because of the pressure jendiko and what, I forgot to carry some documents. And so they told us, no, maybe we need to go back with those. And there were simple things that I had to do. So omchala nagana, and okay, to me, like I told you, even my daughter thinks a lot. Yagamba, she should have told us to at least that as we process, you go and bring the what? The documents. Then she was like, she was very unfair. Mommy, does she have children? Does she know what I'm going through? Nemugamba, of course not everyone knows what you're going through. So just leave it at that.
She's doing her job.
But because of that stress, omwana nga yalwala n'okulwala Farida. Twavaayo n'afuna attack, n'afuna pain, yakaaba nnyo. She was inconsolable. Nemugamba, no, Divine. If we put the right documents together and go to the embassy, they will give us a visa. Maybe by God's plan, it wasn't today. But I'm now doing everything possible to put that documentation together and we go. So she keeps asking, when are they calling us? Mommy, I might die. I don't want, you know, that trauma. Chiringa ngoine chirwadde ekikuluma, then owulira nti waliwo omuntu afudde nga ine ekirwadde. Muli obolabira ddala death is there. Naye ekisa kya Katonda, abantu batubeereddewo, musumba wange, Bishop Isaiah Mbuga ne mukyala we. Waliwo abantu bambi Farida, bolabira ddala nti they have gone out of your way to support you. Mikwano gyaffe, friends and family, my in-laws, unlike other people that go through a lot of challenges, my in-laws are very supportive. I think they got to understand. They know these things. They know it is a two-way thing. They have never pointed a finger to betting it's because of you. So I will not say that I've really had challenges in that area. Yeah, I've had support. But temubulamu a few people that talk nebogera carelessly, but that does not, you keep focused, moving on. We are fighting a battle into Womagamagira or Wedde. Yeah.
So Baba, like a timeline, could Divine, and by this time she must be through the transplant.
Yeah, Divine needs it urgently. Nga nkugambye, she is on and off. Unlike praise, but the praise yali mugumu. Ngomulaba ngerolaba munene, he had outgrown it, bichi. Ne Divine is very delicate. Right now, kubanga mukumidde waka. Singa abadde ku ssomero. Farida nandibadde sibala mirundi gye yakafuna pneumonia, ate nga pneumonia nga mubi ali so aggressive. So When she goes to school, kasta bafuna cough, you know, cough and flu, you can't avoid it in school. So as other kids pull out easily, for you get stuck in there and you are admitted and the condition is very bad. I don't want. Nango ndabira wanwe. Mbera ku Bunkenke all the time. When I see anything coming up, I'm like, okay, I hope it will not develop into something. Yeah. But we thank God for the doctors that treat us, the doctors around us. I'm always with doctors around me. I made them my friends. Kumamba mbetaga any minute, all the seconds. Dr. Enoch out there, Dr. Patrick, Dr. Sanywe in Zambia, Dr. Kasiri in Mulago. I don't know, I've gone everywhere, but we know we shall get there.
Okay, but today mukubiriza abantu okutwala ensonga y'okutestinga nga kikulu nnyo. You had nobody ever told you about testing before getting married, Minister?
By the way, nobody ever told us about testing. For us, we tested for HIV, we were already in love, drunk in love, so we got into it. So that's why ngamba abantu abatuwuliriza woba ofunye omukisa n'owuliriza n'okifuna nti testing is necessary, please
tolinda kituuke ku ggwe,
tolinda kikutuukeko, yigira ku nze. Teri muzadde ayagala kuza mwana naaweza emyaka 15 Farida, and you see your child just go. It's painful. It's very painful. So you can avoid all that. Nze ngamba abantu nti maybe nasasula, like I was like a sacrifice for other people to see, and that's why I love talking about my story. I don't care about the stigma, because my joy comes when another parent has avoided it. Me as a mother to 2 sicklers, wendaba omwana yena sickler. One time I was driving going to Mbale, nendaba omwana yali ayimiridde ku kkubo nga atunda emichungwa. Nze kati nze mbalaba bulabi nentegeera. The eyes were very yellow, olaba kaana katono, enkuba yali etonyetonyeemu, tekambadde sweater. Nogamba, oh my God, now at this rate, do they even take folic acid? Do they take hydroxyurea?
Did you ask the mom? Was the mom around her?
No, the mom wasn't there, so na stoppinga. Nali ndi mwangu, I was rushing for some function. I remember I didn't have money on me, I just had a katenke. Mambi nemwa nemugamba, mfacho gule michungwa. You go home, just go home and what? And rest. Naye nenvuga kati awo later nengamba kale singa mubuuzizza nti omanyiko buno obulwadde bayita bwe bati naye bambi obwana obwobulaba, you don't know if they go to school, do they even understand sickle cells? Mu byalo omwana bw'afa bagamba ddogo. Omwana nze anko wange yafiirwa omwana
bamuloze n'amyuka.
Anko wange yafiirwa omwana ebiseera ebyo bagamba buli gyali awo alwala bamuloga biki bagenda namulisa ebintu n'azimba olubuto. Sickle cells, abaana abasinga babeera ne distended abdomen, olubuto luba luvuddeyo nga luzimbye, naddala abaana batalina proper care. Amaaso ago ne gaba ga yellow, nalaba akaana nga katono nnyo, tebagwa mu ddwaliro buli kaseera kulwala katuli agamba ddogo. Omwana mutwala mu ddwaliro bamuwa treatment naye takola ki, responding. That's why I think I'm going to give it a lot of time. That's what I want to get involved in. Move out there, use the local radio stations, talk about sickle cells as a reality. People tune in. Abantu balina radios mu kyalo eyo. Abantu bakitegeere buli kumakya singa wabeerawo akalango akabajjukiza nti sickle cells si ddogo tebabuloga. Sickle cells is a hereditary genetical disease. But you can avoid it by testing. If you can access, gendo testing before you get married. I think one other thing that I would like to encourage people, the churches, omanye tukiriza nyumba pastors baffe. Me, my pastor really talks about it. And I think even the churches, it should be another platform of talking about it. Temukkiriza kuweddinga couple until...
Actually, kyandibadde ffe abazadde ndowooza we can even take it higher and to taking an initiative. Nti abaana tubatesingenga bato.
Exactly.
So that akula omubuulidde nti mama wange mu sickle cell muyimiridde bwe muti. So be very mindful when it is time to date.
Exactly.
Because abamu tetutukana ku bufumbo nti tujja kulinda otugatta kyaki tugitwalire results. Abaana bafuna embuto ali ku ssomero oba ng'ali waka tannakufumbirwa naye nga bw'aba alinze kusooka kufumbirwa testing era just muzaala yo sickle cell temanyi whether you are married or not. So let's test our kids nga bakyali tukyabali namo ngalo zaffe. My daughters were tested. Myself, I was lucky to try in a campaign gye twaliko and there was free testing. And probably singa nange teyali opportunity eyo nnyinza okuba sandikyefuddeko. Yeah, but with time watuze tukyaza kunaabasawo. But let's say it is now the way to go. Government are pushing and they need to push really hard.
They need to really push hard because my experience is very few people know about sickle cells and how it comes about. So they, apart from talking about it, they also need to know how we can avoid it. And the only way you can avoid it is through testing and avoid the other spouse, wabangali, nga mwena muli ba carriers. And somewhere, somehow, munange simanyi, carriers attract, abantu abasinga wesanga ngomuntu gwoyagala munange. Era munange, you attract what you have. Ogenda okwesanga nga mutestinga, nga muli ba carriers. Kati waliwo buyinza okweexcusinga nti oli afunye olubuto nga tamanyi biki ne muzaala. Kati mba muzadde, of course wabawo abantu kakati nze. After giving birth to my first child, that's when I realized we were carriers. At that point, not knowing the biblical bit, marriage, okay, I'm already here. Maybe you don't want to break the vows, maybe what, here and there. No, let me keep trying. Maybe by any chance, nozala yomulamu, nozala bichi. But kindly, if you can test. There are so many hospitals, testinga. It's the HB electrophoresis that is done in bigger laboratories. Eyokate confirminga katuwano bamala okujjako ndowooza ne balaba nti oyina kagundi kagini aka sickle cells. They send you to do an HB electrophoresis, and that is what confirms that you are either sickler, a carrier, or yeah. So lweba kukonfamingira ku praise nti ekizibu kize mu family. How long did it take you to take it in? Farida nakaaba nnyo. I remember I didn't eat for the first 2 days. And he was kayang. Najja nakutunuulira naga, Mami, why are you crying? Nekakutunuulira nemusitula bwenti nenaku nenkaaba nengamba Mukama, how am I going to go over this?
Wali osomyeko oba wajjukira nti okay mbadde nkiwulira nti kiri bwe kiti naye nga simanyi mukirisa embere wange?
Yeah, apart from the little knowledge in biology which with the doctors around me ngulusi babyogerako experiences and what. So now when I got to know that it is in my house, I did a lot of research about it. Ngambera mbisomako nnyo kijja kitya biki, how do I mujanjaba ntya omwana wa sickle cells, or making sure atali rehydrated. Bayina okunywa amazzi. They should take enough water. Even if they are at school, make sure they have enough water in their bottles, and also talk to the school administration. Ntibo, they can go, if there is water somewhere, they can let them out anytime. Because if they don't take water, it gets you into a crisis. Then apart from folic acid, what else? You try the herbal, not really herbal medicines as such. There are herbal medicines, no, very successful. Like, it doesn't hurt to get avocado leaves, boil them, and let the children take them. Okuyamba, keeping omusaayi, kubanga their biggest problem is anemia. That's why it's called sickle cell anemia. Omusaayi, era in most cases, ate kasaba funa infection. ng'omusaayi ate kukola ki gweyongera okudropinga naye munange ate nze ekyasinga okuneewuunyisa Praise's blood level yali yashootinga ndowooza engeri gye yali ali obulungi biki era even at the time of his death his HB was at 10.8 around there. Ndowooza nagezaako nnyo nze hibiscus is what they take as tea leaves. Byonna byonna biyamba ku musaayi. Folic tebamuvaako as a must. They have to take folic acid. Hydroxyurea katate. Hydroxyurea works for some people. Kat why divine ali ndowooza at a danger, I should say. Some children respond very well with hydroxyurea. Hydroxyurea bali bawa nti ezandibadde nga sickle cells zitandika zifuna another form what they call oba fetal hemoglobin kataawo crisis zino ne zigenda nga zikendeera ng'omwana takyalwala nnyo biki but it hasn't worked well with divine, whereas Praise was on hydroxyurea and it worked well with him. With divine amira hydroxyurea naye tetuva mu ddwaliro era nze bulijjo mbuuza ba doctors kubanga amira the right milligrams actually bagamba is slightly higher than what she would take. Takes her medication on time. She knows when to take it. She's a very responsible girl. But the infection rates and what have not reduced either. So tusigadde tu struggling. I don't know why. No, it's the only hope for now. If you're not, if
maybe it would have been worse. If
you've not gone, yeah, maybe it would have been worse. Though I have no testimony, I will not say because even on hydroxyurea, the infection rates, bichi, ugambye fetubeera mu ddwaliro, even last month, nejuzi. We are there all the time, and every time you are there, you don't know if you will make it. I do. I work.
We're making sure our boss
but I think, yeah, my bosses have been understanding. Then, yeah, I think they've been understanding. It's about the people around you understanding what you go through.
So
my first job, baali tebantegeera. Njukira one time baasala n'omusaala gwange kwegamba nga balowooza nti obasaagala oba kweyagaliza naye neŋŋamba there is no way I can leave my child nga mulwadde omwana bw'atyo ng'alwadde tosobola mulekera mukozi. It takes you yourself as a parent supervise alidde atya biki and so on. So sometimes baasala omusaala ne bampisa bubi biki naye neŋŋamba anyway it's well after all it's for my child and I'm sure I've done my best. And the praise yatooka okufa Farida ekintu kye nebaza Mukama nti I was there for him. There is no day omwana wange we yali aneetaagira oba nga bankubidde nti ngende ku ssomero nenfuna excuse nsijja genda. I always drove, went, picked him, if it requires bringing him home, ngamuleta. Oba mutwala mu ddwaliro ngamutwala ne tudde waka. So I was there, and whatever he asked, katate, nali simanyi nti n'ebyo ebintu byonna bikuwa that psychological gonde to regretting kubanga saamubeera unadwadde ngamba I wish I had done this. Namely, I sit, actually everyone around me, even the school, Ndeje is a good school, they were there for us. But I've not seen a school where ofiiriddwa ne bajja olunaku omwana lwafudde omwana yafa Akawungeezi. They came that night ne bakeera enkeera ne bajja ne basiiba naffe ne baleeta emmere biki but they were there. Then burial, they were there. They gave us the financial support and everything. Then after that, they called us for a Thanksgiving at school.
For praise.
For praise. Thanksgiving prayers, ne batuhostinga, ne tusaba, ne tukolachi. Of course, the memories, the mood was bad and what. Naye nga bw'owulira testimonies eziva mu basomesa, eziva mu baana about your child. Muli ogamba, nze ndi mukkiriza, ndi mukazi mukkiriza. I've been born again, I think, for the last 30 years. So, muli kimpa essuubi nti omwana wange yagenda mu kifo ekituufu. Yeah, so, and he never lacked. I remember the last time when he was at school, ebintu byeyafa n'aleka muteesa ebimu nga bivunda. Yakuba essimu n'asoma ebintu byali yeetaaga. Ne mugamba, darling, you've just gone to school naye nga ng'osaba bingi. N'agamba, but mommy, I need them. N'agamba, I need a lot of milk. You know, you tell me to drink a lot. I need this. So, naye kyasinga okunma Fared. Nti omwana wange bwe yafa. Bambi the school was good. We baakomawo the next day.
Ne bajja n'ebintu.
Ne bajja n'ebintu. I remember I was giving a speech. Ne batugamba baleese ebintu. Abaana ne bagenda okusula nendaba ebintu bya praising nga babiyingiza. Omwana wange was intelligent. I remember the day I was moving him out of school. Omusomesa we, amusomesa technical drawing yangamba, where are you taking my engineer? Nengamba, so my engineer is gone. Omwana wange bwatyo bwafudde. Kati we bayingiza ebintu. Nasooka nentya. By the way, sikutya, but I avoided his room. I avoided everything about him, even when we came back after burial. But later we put out things which nengamba, I think it's time to face reality. Nengamba mukama leero mpa amaanyi. I just want to go into Praise's suitcase ndabe ebintu bye yali abiresa atya. Nengenda nembiraba amatage nga mwegali byonna nengamba kati mukama yatukweka okufa. I did all this nga manya agenda bikolesa, but he died and left them. But mu byonna mukama asigala mulungi.
A donor?
Divine.
Divine, rather. Excuse me.
Divine needs a donor
You got one already?
who has been identified as the sister in Indeje.
Dan. Dina.
Dina.
Okay. We wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, in case people want to help, how can they get in touch with you?
They can call or send a message on my numbers. Can I read them out?
Please go ahead.
0779 85 35 53
Okay.
and 0750 30 31 70.
All in your name?
Yes.
Okay, 779 85 35 and 53. Jinsi z'okwata.
Farida nabetaaga okumanya maybe if they have any question, if abetaaga okwogerako n'abantu, maybe people who are getting married. Just, it's not business just to talk to people. People need to know about it.
True.
I love doing it. I enjoy doing it. And when my book is out, I'll bring you a copy.
Inshallah. Okay, we wish you all the best. We pray that it goes well with Divine. And may God continue to strengthen your soul.
Karen.
All right. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you so
today. That is it. Tujja kudingana inshallah. Bye-bye. But take care. Take note of what she has told us. Try and find out your status AS sickle cell. It is bad. Bye-bye.